Mahendra Jain to speak from the podium here, if you would.
बोधि समाधि परिणाम शुद्धि स्वात्मोपलब्धि सौख्य सिद्धि चिंतामणि चिंतित वस्तुदान त्वं वन्दमानस्य ममास्तु देवी त्वं वन्दमानस्य ममास्तु देवी। जय जिनेन्द्र, Namaskar, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Goa, and thank you, Sushilji, for the introduction. Today's theme is Legacy of Swami Vivekananda, Moral Eternal Values in Changing World. And my talk would be from Jainism perspective. Changing world. The world is changing because change is the law of nature and that of the universe. The world in which we live is a part of the universe. Everything, living being, as well as the material things, they keep changing their path every moment. However, there are certain things that never change. Moral teachings of great selfless thinkers such as Lord Mahavira, Lord Buddha, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Jesus Christ, and many others were true at the time when they were delivered. And they are true and equally good today, and they will remain good forever. Swami Vivekananda once said, "The truth is great, the conduct is much greater." Mahatma Gandhi echoed the same thing by saying, "The humankind does not lack the knowledge of religious principles, but they lack in their application." Jain scriptures, which were written thousands of years ago, say, knowledge combined with the application is a path to everlasting peace and happiness. Now, these three statements which I just made have a common thread. This is the application of knowledge. Essentially, what Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, and Jain scriptures have said, that religion has a very limited value unless it becomes a code of conduct and is applied to everyday life. Jainism has a code of conduct that is thousands of years old, but it is still of the same value as it was then, because it is based on the time-tested logical principles and or the doctrines. And today I will walk you through the three of the most important doctrine of Jainism on which the code of conduct is written, which Jains follow. These doctrines teach us the technique of achieving self-control, internal peace, and everlasting happiness. These are also known as 3 A's of Jainism because they all begin with A or A, and they are Ahimsa, Anekantvad, and Aparigraha. Now I will just briefly go through each of them. Ahimsa, or non-violence, or non-killing and non-hurting. Like many religions, many good religions, Jains believe in the principle of live and let live. However, Jain's interpretation of let live includes all living beings. It includes not only humans, but also animals, birds, insects, and even plants. Just as Swami Vivekananda has said that every soul is have the potential of divinity or potentially divine. So whether it is the soul of human being or a small insect, they all have the potential to become divine. Jains do recognize that it is difficult to take completely non-violent, to be completely non-violent. The air we breathe, the food we eat, our very acts of moving and walking involve destroying many microbes and insects. Violence and harm to the other living being is thus inevitable. As a human, all we can really do is to examine our intent, inform ourselves, make intelligent choices based on the knowledge, and try to minimize harm to the other living beings. Jainism places great importance on the terms intelligent choice and intelligent and careful choices. This view has made Jains passionately vegetarian and non-aggressive. The second of the doctrine is known as Anekantvad, or the doctrine of non-absolutism, or principles of exploring and respecting many-sided viewpoints. One of the innate qualities of soul is infinite perception. This quality enables the soul to perceive absolute truth. However, this quality is masked by the impurities in the soul. Impurities like our attachment to other things, other living beings, and the material things, making the soul of all living beings bonded and impure. Since impurities create impediments to full sensitivity and experience, it follows that no living being has an ability to perceive or understand absolute truth. Since our perceptions are subject to our own biases and conditioning due to our impurities in the soul, our very instrument of perception affect what we perceive. Thus, there can be no single truth. We perceive only some mode or forms of the reality. Like Dwivedi was saying, Acharya Dwivedi in his deliberation, that Satya ki khoj. So we are all really looking for the absolute truth. But we only see some form of the reality, not the entire reality because of the impurities. Only some facets of the truth, not the absolute truth. Therefore, it is wrong for anyone to claim that he or she has the absolute truth. This common sense philosophical argument establishing the manifold aspects of the reality and our inherent inability to comprehend absolute truth in its entirety is called Anekantvad. However, the doctrine of Anekantvad does not suggest that every viewpoint should be accepted as valid, nor does it allow outright rejection of differing point of views without exploring and examining them as holistically as possible. It encourages us to be patient and respectful of our adversary. The last doctrine is the Aparigraha, doctrine of minimizing personal needs and possessions. This doctrine emphasizes to giving up possessions and minimizing needs, so greed and attachment do not govern our lives. the importance of this principle in our modern world is worth talking about here. Normally, the term happiness, when we talk about the happiness, that involves a response based on physical comforts, more money, bigger house, luxurious cars, fancier clothes. These are the images confronting us daily in the consumerist world. There is no doubt that these provide physical comfort and a false sense of security or happiness. One may even argue that the desire to acquire such comforts drive the engine of economic, social, and scientific progress. However, such comfort-based happiness makes us slave or dependent. It makes us believe that life cannot run without this or that. We embrace things, cling to them, become dependent. Our behavior becomes like an alcoholic who starts drinking for pleasure and enjoys it. Then, before he knows it, he becomes dependent on alcohol and starts believing that he cannot live without. Alcohol starts actually drinking him rather than he drinking alcohol. These three age doctrines advocated by all past selfless thinkers like Lord Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus Christ, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, and many more. Their words may differ, but the central idea remains the same. And that is the universal selfless love for all, respect to the other people's views, and contained lifestyle with minimum possessions. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.